guys, so this is part 2 of the twin flame reading. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, I would strongly advise to go and watch part 1, because in part 1 we really delved into the divine masculine's thoughts, feelings, and where they are currently at on this journey, and we took quite a deep dive into their current energy. Okay, it was really interesting. So we're basically halfway through divine feminine's energy, so yeah, go and watch part 1 if you haven't seen part 1 already. Okay, if you're here for part 2, welcome. So as I was saying, before divine feminine completely blocked the divine masculine out of their life, I do feel as though there were a few choice words that were said to the divine masculine. Okay, because divine feminine is very much a Queen of Cups energy. Okay, like I just described, divine feminine is so loving, kind, nurturing, empathetic, forgiving, loyal, like all the good stuff, right? She, he, whatever you, they give the good loving. Okay, so for them to actually make a decision to completely block somebody out of their life, but also to do it on the backhand of perhaps saying some not very nice things, isn't something the divine feminine would usually do, basically. Okay, so I almost feel as though the Page of Swords being here, I almost feel as though divine masculine, if I'm being completely honest, almost took that as a, yeah, right, they don't mean it, right? Especially if divine feminine has been in and out of divine masculine's life for quite some time, always coming back or showing back up with love and forgiveness for the divine masculine. Like I said, they didn't take it too seriously to begin with, because with the Page of Swords being here, it's almost like, oh, I'll give it a few weeks and, you know, they'll unblock me, or you know, I'll be able to check in on this, or, you know, that social media platform, that's whatever, and I'll be able to keep a close eye on things. Okay, because it's almost as if with divine masculines, and we see this a lot in the twin flame collective, as long as the divine masculine can see the divine feminine is staying put and they're not you know, off out trying to meet other people, or, you know, perhaps moving on with their life, divine masculine is quite happy to remain where they are. So what has actually happened here with the divine feminine saying enough is enough, not only am I blocking you, I'm completely almost you know, erasing you from my memory. It's had quite an impact on the divine masculine, because they now realize, oh crap, like I can't just check in, or oh, it's been longer than a few weeks, it's actually been a few months, you know, what's going on here? And they're starting to realize that perhaps divine feminine meant what they said with the Queen of Swords energy, and that again is what has given them the kick up the bum that they needed. I have to do this work on myself if I want to get close to divine feminine again. Okay, now there is so much love here between the two that divine masculine feels a life without the divine feminine isn't even a life worth living, right? When we experience twin flame relationships especially, it's almost as if both parties have been wishing, praying, longing for one another majority of their life. Okay, so when they do finally have that initial meeting, when they first meet each other, and there is that instant connection, that instant knowing of each other's souls, you can't just forget that person. It's almost like a switch comes on, or a flame ignites, right? And this flame cannot be doused, it cannot be blown out, right? It's not something that is easily forgotten about, or can be forgotten about. And I do feel as though with the separation that has been experienced here between both parties, and again we see this a lot in the twin flame collective, and it's not just one side, I'm not putting blame on one side, it is also divine feminine, divine masculine. There are points in the journey where both parties think, yeah, right, like I can live without them, you know, piece of piss, like I'll get over it, I'll get over them. No, you can't, you just can't. You have dreams, you'll have, you know, you'll see signs everywhere that remind you of them, you'll hear songs, you'll see doppelgangers, which is like people that look like them. You will literally be terrorized, which sounds really awful, doesn't it? But you will not be able to forget your twin, and not in a million years. Anyway, stop talking. Let's clarify this Sacred Union card. Okay, we have the Emperor. Give me one more, please. Give me one more, please, for Sacred Union. Thank you. Okay, and we have the Five of Swords energy. So the sacred union for me was coming from a place, because it kind of paired with the confusion energy, the confusion card here. The sense of the divine feminine thinking, like, am I crazy? Like, am I actually on a twin flame journey? Am I waiting for nothing? Like, you know, questioning one's self, questioning one's own self or their decisions. Okay, now divine feminine really want us to believe that their divine masculine is doing the inner work, because this is what they're manifesting. Divine feminine is manifesting that the divine masculine turns up as this emperor energy, and the emperor energy is somebody who is very strong, very independent. So if we as we saw with the divine masculine's energy, if we're obviously seeing that they're being quite easily manipulated or even influenced by outside energies, an emperor is not manipulated by anybody. An emperor is not influenced by outside energies. An emperor makes their own decisions, and they stand firm on their decision, and you know, they make the decision with confidence, and you know, any decisions they make, they follow through on. Okay, this is what divine feminine is trying to manifest. So they're hoping divine masculine is doing the work, right? But obviously divine feminine is not in communication with the divine masculine, so they're none the wiser. They don't know, right? You only have like these kinds of readings to go off. Okay, so if you can take anything from today's channeling, take the fact that divine masculine is doing that work on themselves. Okay, they're almost fighting for their life here. They're fighting to show up again as this emperor energy. So I do feel as though this particular divine masculine has been heavily influenced by outside influences for quite some time now, for whatever reason, but they definitely have. Okay, divine feminine is also feeling quite defensive here with the Five of Swords energy, almost feeling as though they have to watch their back. Okay, so I do feel as though divine feminine does toy between the idea of, you know, I really want to come back into union with my divine masculine, and then at other times reliving perhaps times where divine masculine hasn't been very kind to them, or you know, has done or said some quite mean or cruel things to them, and they think, actually, like, do I really want to go back to that? Especially if divine masculine has been toxic towards them in the past, right? So they're definitely toying between those ideas. If my divine masculine shows back up as this emperor energy, am I going to be able to, you know, allow what's happened in the past to kind of dwindle away? Am I going to be able to forgive again? Or should I actually be in that energy of, no, you didn't treat me very well at all, so I shouldn't really be entertaining you whatsoever? Do you see what I mean? It's a difficult one for the divine feminine. Right, let's see what this confusion card is all about. Tell me more about this confusion energy. We have the Queen of Wands, and we have the Chariot. Now there is that Six of Wands again. Okay, the confusion is really, do I just move forward? Now the divine feminines in this current stage of the journey are actually feeling really good about themselves, with the Queen of Wands being here. Okay, we also obviously saw the self-love card up here. I almost feel as though, since completely blocking out the divine masculine and really focusing on themselves, they've really been able to do a lot of work on themselves, a lot of inner work, a lot of inner healing here. Okay, like I said, the divine feminines are feeling strong, they're feeling powerful, they're feeling passionate, they feel as though they've been through a lot of growth here. Okay, they're also starting to feel really good about also the way in which they look at the moment. So perhaps divine feminines, you have struggled with your self-image in the past, but you're starting with you know, the amount of self-love in which you're giving yourself and doing the inner work and that inner healing, you're starting to actually see yourself for what you truly are. Okay, which is beautiful, right? Now the Chariot card being here as well, again, is that, do I move forward? Because I do feel divine feminines are in a place at the moment where almost as if the world is their oyster, right? There's so many different paths which Divine Feminine can currently take, and they don't know whether to take this path which leads to perhaps a brand new connection, or if they should just continue on this path of self-love and self-discovery, or perhaps even sack off love altogether, right? Let's just go on a journey. Perhaps I want to build my money, perhaps I want to build my finances and my stability, etc, etc. Okay, so Divine Feminine is currently in a really positive place, really positive frame of mind. Tell me more about this root chakra healing, please. Okay, there's the 10 of Pentacles. Let's get one more. Oh, we've got two. We have the Tower and we have the Ace of Pentacles, but it's in reverse. Now here's the Empress. Here's the Empress. Now obviously we see here the Emperor that has also come out to almost show up as a Divine Masculine's energy. Okay, so we do have both counterparts here on the table, which is interesting. So the root chakra healing, as I said, the Divine Feminine is still currently going through healing. They're working a lot more on their stability here, right? Now, the Tower energy being here with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I do feel as though there is going to be some kind of offer coming in for the Divine Feminine. Now, this is more an offer of something to do with finance, something to do with stability overall, right? But it's in reverse. The Divine Feminine is not expecting this offer. This could perhaps even be an offer from another suitor. It could be an offer from a suitor who perhaps, you know, you know, ticks a lot of boxes on paper, right, in terms of their stability, emotional stability, financial stability, etc, etc. They may tick a lot of boxes for the Divine Feminine, okay, and perhaps Divine Feminine is about to be tested by this, okay, and it really is going to highlight this energy here where we see the confusion and we see the, you know, which way do I go. I don't think Divine Feminine is going to accept this offer because the Ace of Pentacles is here in reverse. But nonetheless, this is definitely something quite shocking for the Divine Feminine, because obviously you know that we see here Divine Feminine is feeling really good about themselves at the moment. But it's almost as if they still don't believe that other people really see how brightly they shine. Do you see what I mean? Like, Divine Feminine steps in a room and everybody looks. Just the aura they carry themselves is enough to turn heads, right? So although the Divine Feminine is feeling good about themselves at the moment, they still don't believe that other people really see them for who they are, right? So this offer literally comes out of nowhere for Divine Feminine, but it then eliminates this confusion, I feel. I don't think Divine Feminine is going to accept this offer, and I think it's going to make them make a decision of, do you know what, I'm going to continue on my own journey, continue giving that love to myself because I deserve it. Probably for the first time ever, or even the first time in years, the Divine Feminine is deciding to not give their love to somebody specific or somebody else, and is choosing to take all of that love that they have within them and giving it to themselves, which is just beautiful, right? And this really is the epitome of a twin flame relationship, right? It really does highlight each other's wounds, and also things that need healing, perhaps even things that need to be addressed in each other's lives. And with the Divine Feminine, I think perhaps you know, self-worth, or, you know, how they really feel about themselves is something that they've been troubled with for probably some number of years. So this is all, if you can understand what I'm trying to say, it all goes full circle, right? It all goes full circle. So although perhaps Divine Feminine has been through some painful times with the Divine Masculine, where they're currently at the moment, it would not have happened had they not experienced that with Divine Masculine, right? And also with Divine Masculine, if they hadn't experienced this intense loving connection which they share with the Divine Feminine, and Divine Feminine actually turned to them and said, if you don't, you know, get yourself help, I will not be in any part of your life anymore. And that gave them the kick up the bum they needed to do the inner work, to do the healing. Can you see what I'm trying to say here? Your twin is a mirror. You meet your twin for them to highlight the parts of you that needs healing, which needs to do the work on, right? So all in all, a really beautiful reading, in my opinion. All very positive. Everything is where it needs to be in terms of, you know, where both parties are currently at on their journey. And we do see in the future, obviously, communication coming in from Divine Masculine. And once they initiate that communication, it's literally gung-ho. It goes like full on, because we saw that Chariot energy, didn't we? So yeah, guys, that was your twin flame channeling. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed. If you do enjoy my readings, please hit the subscribe button, and I thank you all for being here, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.